Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and with that, we are back in the lobby bar for the week of February the 17th, 2025. Brian and Michaela here with you. And Michaela, before we get into the cocktail for the lobby bar, which is definitely needed as we're scrambling to make our Oscar picks, it's important to remind everyone to make their Oscar picks. We have our Oscar Pick'em is live here at Drink the Movies. We've got our swag pack all sorted. You got rocks glass. You've got what else do you have? You have a stemless wine glass. You got some coasters, some stickers, all sorts of stuff. It's just for fun. So go to the website, drinkthemovies.com. It's the first thing right there. Just click on that link. You can go and make your Oscar picks, and whoever makes the most picks correct is going to win that pack. 13 days. We're down to 13 days, Michaela. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm not doing well. I'll tell you that. My yeah, I have, I don't know, 25 or no, it's less than that. I have like 19 movies left, and 15 of them are shorts,
Yeah, yeah.
which I'm looking at you, Shorts TV or whatever the name of that group is that holds all the shorts. Come on, figure this out. So the good news is that if you want to go see all the shorts, there are places that you can go do that. Google is your friend.
Yep.
They'll like you can see them at an AMC. I think they are showing them at some Santikos theaters down in the Southeast Texas area because that's where I am at this moment. But there are places to go see it. You're just gonna probably have to make a drive because they're not doing them at the big box theaters, which is
Hmm.
making me sad. But that's okay. It's an opportunity to support your independent theater programs near you, and that's really great.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
I
man.
think looking at the list, we have plans pretty much to see almost everything. So right now I am sitting on two that I'm potentially not going to be able to see, which is kind of aggravating, but so, still pretty good, still pretty good. So
That's still pretty good. But just because we watch all of them, though, doesn't mean our listeners have to. So go to
yeah,
the You Pick 'em, just you there. Yeah, you
oftentimes
get it right, and we don't.
you are better served by not watching them all for sure, for sure. We do have plans. A quick aside about the shorts TV, they did come out I think last weekend at your local theaters, so you are able to kind of go out and cross those off your list. I do wish that they would do them a little earlier than the 2 weeks. I feel like kind of once those announcements come out, if they were made a little bit more available, that would be good. That would be good. But I digress.
Yeah, I totally agree. But yes, there doesn't need to be you don't need the scholastic route to be able to vote, right? I mean, clearly, you don't need to be educated in any of these things to be able to vote. So join the You Pick 'em contest. What's the worst that could happen? You win a bunch of cool stuff that says "Drink the Movies" on it. I mean, that doesn't
Yeah.
sound bad at all. So
That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. And you know what else sounds good, Michaela? As we're weaving our way to Oscars, we have a new Marvel movie out. So there's a lot of stuff going on for movie watchers such as ourselves. What we really need is a cocktail, and I think you have one today that is going to suit the needs here of the lobby bar quite well, I have to say, looking at these ingredients. But I don't know, sounds a little orangey to me. Tell me about it.
all right. Well, this is made from Jeff, who's a longtime listener. It is called the L'Orange. And it's really easy. It is the perfect lobby bar drink because it really fits the bill here. Number one, it's really easy. It is count them, three ingredients. It tastes pretty great. It looks really fancy. It makes you feel like a mixologist, even though it's really like three
Mm,
things. And
okay.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a rocks glass. For anybody who doesn't know, the rocks glass is the short glass, and you can add some crushed ice to it. Now you don't have to use crushed ice, but it just adds to kind of the refreshingness of it. You're gonna do at least 2 ounces of Grey Goose L'Orange. Okay. Or any other orange flavored vodka that you have. That's just what we had on hand. You're going to top that off with either some orange flavored Perrier or an orange flavored sparkling water. Um, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take an orange peel that is fresh. You're going to express the oils from it. You're going to circle it around the rim of the glass, and you're going to toss of that sucker in there, and then you're going to drink this, and you're going to really enjoy it because it sounds very orangey, but it is in fact not. The orange Perrier
Okay.
has like just a hint of orange to it.
Hmm.
The Grey Goose L'Orange is orangey, but it's because it's the Grey Goose version and not like
Hmm.
360 flavors, or it's not super sweet. And so it's got this really lovely, like um, kind of Italian soda flavoring to it that I quite enjoy because it's just the
Hmm.
hint of orange. Um, and it's really refreshing. It's not too sweet. If you want to make it super sweet, you could definitely do that. But I found this to be actually quite delightful, and not a sugar bomb. And not too orangey. Now, a couple of deviations off this. If you found like a blood orange vodka, that's really nice. But then you're going to want to, pair that up with a blood orange rim because you're going to want it to be all dark and mysterious,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm. Hmm.
for your garnish. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to play with this, and it's again quite good, surprisingly, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a dead simple one. This is vodka soda. There you go. But this is just an orange flavored one there, so you can do that, and certainly you can play around with that. I've had a lot of good luck recently, Michaela, in my like fancier like quote unquote gourmet type of grocery store, having like good access to like Italian sodas. And there they have like a blood orange Italian soda and I like a
Mm,
Sicilian lemon Italian soda and stuff like that. So you can certainly play around
mhm.
with those kind of flavors. Obviously, different flavored vodkas there. Your mileage is going to vary, depending on what brand you're going for and how sweet they are. But yeah, that sounds delicious. It sounds refreshing and it sounds good because here in our part of the world, down in the Carolinas, we had a temperature swing from about 80 degrees to about 12 degrees over over the course of like 40 hours, and we're going to be hanging out there. So we need something refreshing and easy here as we tackle those temperatures this time of year for sure. So we're
Yeah.
also going to need one to tackle this week's top box office hit, which we are going to be covering on the podcast this week. Spoiler warning, but Captain America: Brave New World leads the way at the box office with $88.5 million, followed by Paddington in Peru. Come on, Paddington, get your act together. $13 million here in the U.S. It's doing just fine worldwide, though. Hard Eyes, Dogman, and Neja 2, which I believe is a film out of China, rounding out the top five. So, Captain America, we're going to be talking about that this week in on the main show. Michaela, we already have our cocktail dialed in. It's a really good one. I made two of those actually for myself yesterday. So that's how much I was liking that one. So gonna have to go out and check out Captain America. If you want to do a little bit of studying, we actually did the first Captain America film back on the podcast way back in the day. I'll put a link to that show down in the show notes so you can go catch up with Steve Rogers before we pass the torch here in Brave New World. You saw it, Michaela. No spoilers, but you looking forward to talking about it with me tomorrow?
I'm looking forward to the cocktail. I'm talking
Uh,
about it. Yeah, no, of course.
wow.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it'll be good. I think
I mean, in
we
fairness, we all
will
knew
we
you
will
were
have
looking
a
forward to the cocktail. We all knew that.
yeah, about any possibility of a non-alcoholic option. Anyway, yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good discussion. And look, I mean, people have been without Steve Rogers as Captain America for a few years now. So I think
Hmm.
the audiences, I mean, you can see it from the box office, right? They're kind of chomping at the bit to um, get back into this whole Avengers light kind of hero, America's hero.
Hmm.
It certainly can feel that way for a lot of people the last month. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think we're 6 years on now from Endgame. So, yeah, go out and check out Captain America. We'll be talking about that this week on the podcast. Got another couple of things coming out. Nothing like major, but we are carrying on this trend here of these winter horror films. We have The Monkey. Is coming out, directed by Osgood Perkins. That one is coming out. We just saw the trailer for that, I think, this week. When I went out to see the Led Zeppelin documentary, I saw that. There's also a film called Cleaner coming out, so which is kind of interesting to me. It's directed by Martin Campbell. It stars Daisy Ridley, who of course played Rey in Star Wars, which is mostly why I'm interested in it. But Martin Campbell is a name that I was not familiar with, so I was doing a little digging through the IMDb page there, and it has directed a lot of kind of these action adventure sort of things, kind of carrying the whole gamut from Vertical Limit back in 2000 up to one of the best best Bond films of them all, Casino Royale. So really kind of there. So I think that on the very least, this is going to be fun. And has
Mm.
the potential to be kind of interesting. So interested in the cleaner. Have you seen the trailer for the monkey? Is that your jam, Michaela?
I have. It looks terrifying. Nothing's worse than like a toy that can kill you and do it while you're sleeping and also looks creepy and you give it to
Yeah,
a child. That's a great idea. Um,
yeah.
uh, Fun fact, I watched for the very first time Close Encounters of the Third Kind this weekend. Don't kill me. I know it's a
Oh,
classic. And there is a monkey in the beginning of that film that like goes crazy when the other beings kind of show up in that little
yeah,
boy's house.
yeah.
And at that point, I was like, oh my gosh. And then right after that, I saw the trailer for the monkey and I was like, it is divine providence that I'm going to watch this film and it's going to scare me to death. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
Maybe we should put that on the schedule to do sometime. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That one is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Speaking of things that are good, Michaela, we had a couple of TV releases. Totally did not talk about these last week in the lobby bar, but both came out this weekend. We have the season three, I believe, of the Yellow Jackets premiered on Valentine's Day. Nothing says Valentine's Day like a episode or two of Yellow Jackets, which is exactly what we did on Valentine's Day. Was watch Yellow Jackets. White Lotus also premiered on its third season as well, I believe, just last night. So you can go check those out. Really, really loved the Yellow Jackets and really loved the first two seasons of White Lotus and looking forward to this season of White Lotus for sure. Did you catch up on either of those, Michaela? You're traveling, so not a lot of TV time, but
Yeah, no, I didn't. I gotta tell you, I've re-upped my love of Yellow Jackets. It got real hard for me in the middle of the second season, to enjoy it, and I don't really know why, because I've started rewatching it again upon your recommendation, and I'm like, I don't know what I was missing here, but I really Yellow Jackets, it's like that was like a Galentine's Day party, man. Having it open
mm,
on
yeah,
Valentine's Day, it was like you don't need no man. I mean, and I'm again, I'm like way
yeah,
late in watching it, right? So, in the part that I
hmm
am in the show, you pretty much hate all men anyway. So this is perfect. It's like this tracks. But no, White Lotus, I gotta say, it's like this sleeper. It's not a sleeper hit, but if you've been living under a rock like I was when it came to TV, it was this beautiful surprise. So if you've not seen White Lotus, you need to make time to go do that.
hmm
It's this mix of like weird and hilarious and like inner like an introspective look at humanity and like classism. It's really good for a bunch of different reasons. So it's definitely worth your time. I'm so glad they came out with a third season. It's been a minute since the second season was out, so that makes me
hmm
happy.
Yeah, so go check that out. That one is serialized, so you don't really have to have seen the first two seasons of White Lotus. If you want to just jump right into the third season, you could probably do that without any trouble. I did want to make mention too into the movie theaters, the Best Picture nominees, at least at Regal theaters. I didn't check AMC's or any of the other big ones, but they're going to be starting to be played here this weekend and kind of carrying through two Oscars. I believe you can go check out any of the Best Picture nominees that you've missed. Michaela and I still have one to see, which we'll be talking about over on Patreon. We've been releasing our mini episodes about all of the Best Picture nominees, so those are available on Patreon. We have our hangout scheduled for just a couple of days before Oscars, so we'll be doing a little Oscar pre-show, a little cocktail chat, and hang out with the patrons, and then kind of inviting all the patrons on to talk about Oscars and any movie things that we want to talk about there before we sign off for Oscar weekend. So you can find that on Patreon. It's patreon.com/drinkthemovies, and go check that out. And like I said, tune in this week. We'll be talking about Captain America: Brave New World. We'll see if the Red Hulk is as intimidating as he looks in all those trailers. So with that, Michaela, let's go mix up a L'Orange, hydrate, prepare ourselves. 13 days till Oscars. We can do it. I have faith in us. Go enter the Oscar Pick'em contest, everyone, and we'll talk to you next week in the lobby bar.